Hey guys, welcome back to Girly Knits. Today I'm showing you guys how to make this cute dress. It's very simple, very beginner friendly. So if you're a beginner or anyone who already knows how to knit, yeah, it's a good tutorial for all. So cute. That's the back side and this is the front side. It's really perfect. Okay, let's get to it. So we are casting on 55 by 55 needles on the bed, yeah, so 55 needles on one side and 55 needles on the other side, and then I'm going to pull out needles 3 by 1. So that means I'm pulling out 3 needles into the working position and leaving 1 behind. Okay, then I pull out 3, leave the next one behind, pull out 3, leave the next one behind, pull out 3 for all our needles. Okay, now if you guys have noticed, I really love the 3 by 1 design. I use it a lot. I find it so cute, but you can select needles anywhere you want. You can choose to select 2 by 1 or 3 or just 1 by 1 depending on what you want. Yeah, all right, so let's cast on using the E-wrap method. Yeah, so that's how you cast on using the E-wrap method. If you don't know how to do this, just check out my beginner tutorials. I do have a whole playlist of beginner tutorials and there's one that shows you how to cast on with the E-wrap method, so you can check it out. Yeah, so after casting on, put your row counter at 0. Make sure it's at 0, 0, 0, and then we start. So you guys have always noticed I don't have a comb. I don't use a comb when casting on, so that's why I always pull out my needles to the front so that they can easily knit without the comb. Otherwise, when you don't do that and you're not using a comb, the machine won't knit your work. It will drop stitches. Yeah, so pull them out, knit again, pull them out again, knit. You can do it for like 3-4 rows and then you'll be good to go. Yeah, okay, so I'm going to make a rib of 30 rows. And by the way, I'm using tension 4 for the rib. Yeah, so knit 30 rows of the rib, and this is it for me. That's what my 30 rows look like. Next, then we have to join our rib together. Now with joining the rib, the best thing to do is to leave the needles in non-working position, still in non-working position, and then you join to those needles that you have in working position. So since we have 3 here, you would put on the first needle and the third. On the first and the third, you join your work. Otherwise, what I'm doing here is pulling out also the needle in a working position to join work on it. And then I use one of the 3 needles. And well, that is going to make me have to select my needles 3 by 1 again, because remember, I still want to use my design. So if you still want to maintain your design of 3 by 1, you're better off only using the needles in working position and still leave out those in non-working position. However, if you now want to knit with all your needles, then you have to pull out all the needles that are in the non-working position. Anyway, so you use one of the 2, right? Okay, so here I am almost done with my joining of the rib. Okay, so when after pulling out the needles, you need 1 row to join your rib. So remember, we did our rib in tension 4 and we're going to use tension 6 for the body. Yeah, so change your tension to 6 and put your row counter back to 0, 0, 0, so that we can start on our body for the dress. So here I am selecting needles 3 by 1, which I wouldn't have to do if I'd left those needles in the non-working position, but because I used them to join my rib, well, now I have to create the 3 by 1 design again by leaving 3 needles, getting to the 4th and joining it to the next, so that I push those needles back to the non-working position and have 3 by 1 design again. So after joining our rib, we are going to, after selecting those needles 3 by 1, here I am attaching my weights, and then next we are going to knit 80 rows straight. Okay, so just knit 80 rows straight as we begin with our dress. This is a very cute dress. You guys saw it already. It's for a size small to medium. Yeah, So this is what my 80 rows look like. That's it. Lifting my weights up a little bit, and then next we are going to increase for the hips now. Yeah, so I'm going to be adding 5 rows on both sides. So I'm going to knit 5 and increase 1 needle on both sides. This is me increasing 1 needle on both sides, and then we knit 5, and then we increase 1 needle on both sides, and we are going to do that 5 times. Yeah, or until we have 60 by 60 on our row count on our bed. Remember, we cast on 55 by 55. So now we are going to increase until we have 60 by 60 needles on our bed. Yeah, so I need 5, and then I increase 1 needle on both sides. Okay, then I need 5 again, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and then I increase 1 needle on both sides again. Okay, and then as the needles pile up at the edges, you have to remember to put back your 3 by 1 design. Don't lose it. Okay, so every time you get a couple of needles on the edge, this is what I'm doing now. You remove 1 needle after counting 3 and create your 3 by 1 design again. All right, so do this until you have 60 by 60 rows on your row counter. So now I have 105 rows on my row counter, and after my increases, now I have to knit straight to 180 rows. Okay, all right, so just make sure you get to 180 rows on your row counter, and this is what I have so far. This is what my work looks like after my 180 rows. So now next we are going to make a few decreases. So I'm going to knit 1, 2, 3 rows, and then I decrease 1 needle on both sides of my work. Okay, knit 3 and decrease. So I'm starting off with a decrease already, but that's just transferring your work from one needle to the next, and then keep that needle out of work. Okay, then I knit 1, 2, 3, and then I decrease again, transfer to the next, transfer on the other side as well to the next, and leave the needle that you've removed work from in the non-working position. Okay, so now we are going to do this, knitting 3 and decreasing 1 needle on both sides until we reach 53 by 53 needles left on our bed. Remember, right now we have 60 by 60 needles on our bed. Yeah, but I'm going to decrease while knitting 3 until I have 53 by 53 needles left on our bed. In other words, until I have 53 needles on both sides of our bed. Okay, so decrease after every 3 rows, decrease after every 3 rows on both sides. Okay, all right, so this is what my work looks like after the decreases. Now I'm going to knit straight to 280 rows. Okay, so whatever you have on your row counter, just keep knitting until your row counter is reading 280 rows, and this is it for me when I'm done with that 280 rows on my row counter. Okay, and then next we are going to cast off for the armhole, and we are casting off 7 needles for the armhole. Okay, so I'm casting off with a transfer tool. And here what you have to note is that when you reach those needles that are out of work, the needles in the non-working position, you have to make sure you put work on them and then knit still. Okay, don't skip them, because when you skip them, they make your cast off reduce. Okay, because you're skipping needles. Okay, so what you have to do is when you reach that needle in non-working position, please bring it forward into the working position, and then hand knit on it, and then continue to the needles that are in working position. I think you guys are not seeing this other side clearly, so let me show you on this side clearly what I'm saying. But I'm done casting off the 7 needles on the other side. Okay, so now this is me casting on the first needle. Yeah, I just want you guys to see what I'm going to do when I reach that needle that doesn't have work on it, the one in the non-working position. So yeah, I'm getting to the one closest to it, After casting off, I remove the work, then I place it on the other one in non-working position, knit on it as well, and then continue to the needles in working position. Yeah, so guys, that's how we cast off when we are using these designs that have spaces on them. Yeah, so guys, I've cast off 7 on both sides, and I'm at 46 by 46 here. Now next we are going to knit 5 and decrease 1 needle on both sides 5 times. Yeah, so I'm knitting 5 and decreasing 1 needle on both sides 5 times. So we knit 5 and decrease 1 needle, then knit 5 again, decrease 1 needle. That's the second time, second decrease, knit 5 again, that's the third decrease, knit 5 again. I'm going to do this 10 times, guys. Yeah, so I'm adding on more 5 times. So let me finish up and get back. Knit 5 and decrease 1 needle on both sides 5 more times. Okay guys, so I'm going to put my machine in hold position, which is this, and then I'm going to count 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Let me do 15 for the strap. So 2, 4, 5 needles for the strap. So I'm going to put 15 needles in hold position on this side. The ones in non-working position you can still leave in non-working position. So I'm putting 15 needles in hold, and then I'm going to cast off all the needles in between here and still leave 15 needles on this side. Okay, so let's do that. Put my machine in hold here, then I'll knit 1 row, then I cast off these needles in the middle. When you get to the part where you have one needle, a needle in non-working position, please bring it out, put yarn on it, knit, and then go to the next. Don't skip the ones in non-working position because they might make your work reduce. So make sure when you're casting off you're using all the needles on your machine if you don't want to affect your work. Please do subscribe if you've not yet subscribed. If you have, do give the video a like and also leave a comment down for me. It could be something as simple as thank you for the tutorial, or I like the tutorial, or nice tutorial, anything, or any question you want to ask me. Yeah, drop it in the comment section. I need to make sure I don't go beyond the 15. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So okay, I'm stopping on that one. Alright, this is our last needle to cast off. Nice, done. So we are done with the cast off. Now I'm going to knit, let me first knit and take this back to the other side. So we're at 340 here. Now I'm going to knit a strap of 20 rows and then we'll end up at 360. Yeah, that's 20 rows, guys. Let's make it 30 rows for our strap. Okay, so I've made 30 rows of the strap, and now we just have to cast off.
This method of casting off is the same way you would cast off with a latch with a transfer tool, just that now I'm not using the transfer tool. I'm just using my hands. But you can cast off with any method that's comfortable for you. So that's it. Alright. Yeah guys, so that's our strap that we have made. Very cute and simple and nice, yeah. So I'm going to need 20 rows on this side as well. You need to first remove hold from your work, yeah. Don't forget to remove it in holding position, and then you can knit. Okay, so I've knitted 2 first. Now I'm going to knit the 30 rows of the strap, yeah. So guys, after knitting the 30 rows of the strap, I'm going to cast off this, and this is going to be the front part of our dress, yeah. Now for the back part, we are going to follow the same exact instructions until we reach the part where we made the straps, yeah. So for the second piece, you just have to follow the very same instructions until you get to the part where we made our straps, and then I'm going to show you guys what to do. We're not going to make straps for the back part, yeah. Let me show you guys. So guys, this is my second piece. This is the first piece that we created together while I was showing you guys that we made straps on. This will be a front part, the one with these straps that we created, yeah. So I've decided not to put the straps on the back part as well, because I don't want them to get so loose. So what I've done the same. I've really followed our instructions the same way all the way, and I'm at 340 rows, yeah. Like after this armhole cast off of 7, then we were knitting 5 and reducing 1 needle, knitting 5, reducing 1 needle on both sides, yeah, times 10 times. We did that 10 times, okay. And on my row counter it led me to, I think, 300 and I think it was 320 something. Then I just continued to knit straight until I reached 340, okay. So at 340, I'm just going to cast off this thing. This is our back, the back of our dress. I'm just going to cast it off, and then I'll join, guys, yeah. So just look for this part of the cast off, the armhole cast off of 7 on this side, and then find the same part on the second piece. This is our second piece, yeah. So put those 2 parts together, just close to each other, and then join the work all the way down, yeah. Join the dress all the way down. Same thing on this side. You find the armhole cast off for this side plus the one on the other part of the dress, and then join those ones all the way down. So you join the dress downwards. Then for up, you're just going to have to join this strap to the edge of the dress this side, and then the other strap as well to the edge of this dress this side, yeah. So that's how we are simply going to join that. So let me finish off. I'm going to cast off, then join. You can use any method you want to join, and then after joining I'm going to show you guys. So guys, look at this. So what I've done, I've joined the sides, yeah. So I joined the sides all the way down, joined this part perfectly well, but I haven't joined up here. So I'm going to show you. I'm going to make a little bit of a change up there. That's what I wanted to show you guys. But I've joined the sides from up all the way down, yeah. So now I put it on the dummy most times before I finish off to be sure of what I'm doing. So guys, this is our back. Remember how we made the back? I want to show you guys from this side. So the straps we made are a bit long. So guys, if I bring my back part back in the middle, so if I bring the back and bring the front strap, you guys can see that we made a long strap here, because it's going past this, and it will, my plan was to join here, but if I join like that, we have this space here. So I'm going to reduce my strap by 10 rows. So I made a strap of 30. Now make sure your strap is of 20 rows, so that when you join it here, it's perfect, yeah. So I'm going to cut off 10 rows that side and 10 rows this side as well. and then I'll join this strap and show you guys when it's done. So guys, this is the finished product. My goodness, so cute.